All right, we're going to do the 1 week post-launch review of Dorally. I've been doing this with the last couple heroes that have been released to the game. People have found it kind of informative, and it's good and bad. It's been marred. Her release has been marred by just, I don't want to say catastrophic screw-ups, but just it's been bad. Her release has been bad. Her fix has been bad. Today's Thursday. She was supposed to be patched and fixed. And she's still broken. So let's discuss. Because there is some good stuff to talk about for Dorally. So here we go. So what's good about her? The animation, the cinematic, it's still cool. It's still cool. And where she excels, she still excels, and she's better in two places in the game. One is Crimson Abyss, which I didn't have any new footage for you. I tested her in Crimson Abyss with the exact same team I was running, and I've heard some reports that people are doing worse, but I think that's anecdotal. Overall, what I'm kind of getting and seeing as an average is that with the update, she is shaving off about 10 to 13 seconds off of people's runs in Crimson Abyss 15, so the last one. So she is helping. What they changed on her kit was this ability right here, the Mechanical Heart, and this one, Pyromania. So we can see it here somewhere. Where is it? Dorally, blah blah blah. It's right here. It's the exclusive Pyromania Enhancement. The ignited target takes 15 bonus damage from summoner heroes and summons. So for that 5 seconds, your actual summoners can now do more damage. And that might be working. That one might be working because the last one, this is the big one. So Mechanical Heart, where is it? Right up here. Allied summoner heroes and summons deal 40% bonus damage. That, it does not feel like the summoners themselves, namely Anpu, right? Because like Servali, she's an Anpu feeding machine. Daniel, he's mostly summoned damage, not summoner damage. But Anpu, his numbers should be going like 40%. That's a huge buff. And that does not seem to be working properly. It just doesn't. Yeah. And then what else? Gear. So I don't have any gear on her right now, but a lot of people have been asking me if Herald gear still works. I haven't heard that it is. Herald gear sets weren't working in the first place. Let's just find some so we can go. We can discuss it. Let's just equip a bunch. I'm not even gonna look what they are. We're just gonna equip them. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Don't use Herald though. It's not working. So what is Herald supposed to do? Herald's supposed to increase shield strength by 30%. And why is that supposed to work? Because Dorally and Doragon receive a shield equal to 14% of their max HP. Lasts for 6 seconds. And then that obviously goes up. So, if Herald worked, you would increase this by 30%, which isn't a big deal. But you would still see it. And how people are testing it is you take Dorally into the guild boss, not the guild hunt, the guild boss, the one you got 2 attempts on every day. You run her solo in vigorous gear and Herald gear. You have to make it sure that your HP values are the same to make this test work, but you run it in vigorous gear and you can see how much shielding she gives herself. Then you run it in Herald gear with trying to maintain that her max HP, this value on this page, this one, is the same. And then you measure the shield. If Herald is working, the shielding value will be higher. And right now, it's not working. So that's why people are just saying, just run full vigorous. I haven't seen any confirmation that it's been fixed. Maybe I should run that myself. I'll do it tomorrow when I got some more guild boss attempts left. But for now, I'd say for gearing wise, just go all vigorous HP, HP, HP. So her kit itself still seems to be kind of broken. I don't know if she's getting all the bonuses from commanders. I know the commander bonus was one of the bugs that were to be fixed. But she is increasing Ampu damage because, like I said, in Crimson Abyss, you are able to shave off like 10 to 15 seconds off of your clear time. So yeah, so there's Crimson Abyss. But again, I don't have any footage of that. You guys can go back, and it still works great. In my opinion, that's the team to run. So she's good there. She's really, really good there. Now, I want to show you, I do have some recorded footage right here. She is better, in my opinion, in PvP. We went over PvP footage in my deep dive video. I just thought I would record a little bit. Let me get rid of my face because people love to see the damage numbers. Turn down the volume of this. So I did some testing in PvP. This is the exact same team that I was running. This is a 4-man tank team. I'm showing you guys my gear. I don't have res even in his PvP gear. You can run Ampu in PvP gear as well. It's just kind of throwing him in there to see how it goes, and it works exactly the same. If anything, watch the damage meter. You'll see that I believe from this test, and I'd have to go back and watch my old PvP footage, but you see Ampu's damage numbers are through the roof, like absolutely through the roof. So here in PvP, it looks like her kit is working properly with the either the 40% increased bonus damage to summoners, or Ampu's just doing that damage during the ignite. But I don't believe so, because I got 5 seconds to get the damage in. But I guess, you know, you got corpses exploding all over the place, so it's hard to tell what's working and what's not. But aside from that, in PvP, I still think she's fantastic. I still think she is absolutely fantastic. There's the shields, and then, you know, Dorally just heals her up to full. And I don't think my Doragons even died in this fight. But you see, again, look at the damage meter numbers. Ampu's damage is like, that 40% has to be working in PvP, because it's just through the frickin' roof. But you'd think if it was 40% higher, we'd get much higher clear times in Crimson Abyss. But maybe not. So there's a PvP fight. You see there's the damage meters. You see who we're going against. We're going against a great tank team. I think that was Volcano. Volcano's tank team's awesome. Energy, I did a challenge. They still get destroyed by energy. They still get absolutely annihilated. So we're just going to fast forward. Died. Who else we got? Let's see, what is Grimlock running? Hunter team. Okay, let's try it against Hunters. Oh, or not, I guess. Assassins. Okay, it still kills Assassins. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Nothing to see here. It still works exactly the same. I think that Summoners are still going to be a hard counter to Assassins. They don't even come close to killing me. I think they go after Res at one point. Right. I don't know. If they did, I didn't even see it. But look at everyone's pretty much full health. Doragon did take damage, but he didn't die. So we're just going to fast forward. In this fight, you'll see not as high a damage numbers on Ampu. But the tanks can take a lot of hits, right? So maybe that was just specific for tanks. But again, too, if you compare Ampu's damage meter versus Dan's, is just absurd. Absolutely absurd. Zoso, energy, not even going to fight it. Not worth it. Dark. Do I beat Dark? No. We've beat Dark. It's tanks. He beats tanks, no problem. I'm trying to find a different kind of team to fight against. And I'm trying to find someone with a decent power. Here's one. Okay, so I thought this one would be ideal. It's got Rosaris on it, right? So the last time we fought this guy, I lost. Rosaris did enough to completely nullify my summoners. Well, enough to that I lost. So let's see, am I in any danger of dying now with the changes to Dorally? So there you go, Drogon died, and now Drogon's back because that's what X30 does. He's like immediately back on the field. So for PvP, you definitely want to X30 them. So Womagon's down here. He's just kind of chilling, beating up on Dan's bear. Now Ampu's going, pushing everybody back. Look at all these summons just beelining for Womagon. Now, keep in mind that if that 40% is working, then Ampu's damage should be feeding right into Womagon's face, and Womagon's dead. So, and look at the damage meter on Ampu again. It is massive. Absolutely incredibly massive. Like, why is Dan even here? Dorally did more damage. And you see, Ryzeris didn't really do a whole lot anymore. Didn't do a whole lot now. So, PvP-wise, I think the team got better. And that's all the footage I got for you for PvP. So that's what Crimson Abyss, better. PvP seems a lot better. It seems to be killing tanks more consistently. And now we're going to discuss the dumpster fire part of the video. All right, let's go back to it. I can hear my dog barking outside. So, Guild Hunt Turbine. This was supposed to be fixed today. This is what everyone was excited for. Finally, you can run Anpu in Guild Hunt Turbine. And if you think about it, so Turbine, the changes to Turbine is, it used to be summons damage was increased by 500%, or the Turbine received 500% more damage from summoned creatures. They just did kind of the same with Dorally. They said now Turbine's going to receive 500% more damage from summoners as well. Something broke when they fixed this. Something broke. So you got to keep in mind we got two different synergies going on here. It looks like they fixed Dorally correctly. So I think that the 40% increased damage to summoners is valid for Doraly's kit, but I think they broke Turbine's kit because this is Turbine 12. You're seeing all the gears right now. Turbine 12, Dan would consistently do 800 to 900 million or more damage by himself. And we're just going to let this play out. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit because I think that's going to be loud. There we go. So this is the team we all thought we could run. This is Turbine 12. And you'll see Ampu takes all the hits now from the Turbine. So I run Ampu on manual. You should really run Skewer and Dan on manual too, because you want to time. See how Skewer down here has this +3 above her head? When it gets to +4, then she does her ability and it buffs everyone's attack. You really do want to time the bear on Dan on the Turbine when this pops, right? So then you're buffing the attack of Dan and buffing the attack of the bear, and everything gets amplified. So for this fight, though, I'm not running Dan or Skewer. I'm just letting him roll. The one nice thing is that with Ampu in here now, Skewer isn't the target of the Turbine's triple volley right now. Now Ampu is. And right there, you see Ampu just took the hits. So you got to run him on kind of on manual. So you want your corpses to be around the Turbine when you explode them. You don't want them to be running up to the Turbine. So right there, I'm waiting for the corpses to get up front, and then I pop them. At least I thought I popped them. I don't know why I didn't pop them. I know I pop him now, because he gets the heals when his summons dies. So there we go. Doom. So you see Ampu's damage is higher. Normally, when we tried to run Ampu prior to the changes today, Ampu would do about maybe 300 million damage. But everybody else's damage is hooped. It's absolutely screwed. And the only thing I can think that is screwing this up is that summoned creatures aren't doing the damage to turbine anymore. Because, yeah, Dan is going to end at, like, sub 600, or maybe just at 600 million damage. So let's pause it right there. So Ampu, 675. I did another run after this, and I got Ampu up to, like, 750. Actually, yeah, this was the first run I recorded. I didn't play Ampu properly. I did some other runs where I manualed him more properly, and I was able to squeeze out, like, 780 million damage on him. But Dan doing 600, that's pitiful. Like, something's broken. Something is absolutely broken in this fight. Because he's doing just, he should be doing 900. So we're missing a third of his damage. Now, where's that coming from? We saw in PvP, it might be both. Because in PvP, we saw Ampu just doing insane damage. So we know that the change to Dorally where she's giving 40% extra damage to summoners is working because Ampu's damage is a lot higher. And it's a lot higher here. It's 700 million. But either summons aren't doing any damage. Like something's broke. Something's broke in the code and they need to fix it. And the big problem is that I know everyone in my guild is messaging, people are messaging on Facebook, people are going to the Discord. I myself, I've posted a bunch of stuff in the content creators Discord. It's radio silence today. We haven't heard anything. And one of my comments was, or my suggestions to them was, you guys got to like make an announcement now. Because this is 2 weeks of piss poor development, coding. Like, who tested this? So, and people are angry. Like, everyone, my guild's going on a drastic spending ban. Like, not ban, but boycott. Until they at least say something or address this. Because it's broken. They broke it. In trying to fix it, they broke it harder. Now we're doing worse. If you were to use the exact same team that we were using on Turbine yesterday, being Dorally, Daniel, Skur, Kalaza, Maz, or Kalaza Senway, it's still doing a lot less damage. Remove Ampu and Sorvelli out of the picture. Dan's still hooped. Something is broken in the code. So yeah, that's the post-launch review of Dorally. Crimson Abyss, I think she's still great. I'm clearing 15 easier. In PvP, as you saw, it seems like the team is better. I know that bug with the commander got fixed. I thought it was a nerf, but it's actually a buff. Is she a good hero? Yes. I still think she's a great hero, a great addition to the Summoner team. But you can't break Guild Hunt Turbine. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to come off as too negative, but like, I still really like her for everything except for Guild Hunt Turbine. There, she's broke. You can use her. You can plug and play her in a lot of places. She's a good frontline tank because you can just resummon the frontline tank. Where else? You can PvP. You can move her to a different team. You can not even run summoners. Her kit, in essence, the way it is written, the way it reads, is great. And the changes they were going to make to the Turbine boss, how they read, were great. But they broke it. I don't know. I'm not privy to... There was so much more broken with her. You guys saw in some other people's videos that they coded Doragon as a tank. Because if you paired Doragon and Dorally with Pandemonium, the nuclear magnetic shocks went off. So there's a problem in the... There's wires crossed in the coding. Like, it should be a summoned unit, not a tank. But obviously they've coded it as a tank. Why? I think for Crimson Abyss, because tanks are coded as counting as 3 units. When they put that line of code that Doragon was going to count as 3 units, I think all they did was they made it a tank, but now the bonuses that Doragon brings to summoners seem to be broken. And the interaction between how they have her coded, Dorally coded, and turbine coded is breaking everything to do with Turbine Boss. So yeah. I'm gonna end this here. So this is my post-launch review of Dorally. On paper, great unit. Crimson, great unit. PvP, great unit. Turbine, you done pooped up. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for me today. The word of the day, the safe word of the day for this video is dumpster fire. Put dumpster fire down in the comments below. I don't know you made it to the end of this video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.